So I'm back. It's now 6:15, 18, 6:18 p.m. and it's still the same day like it was about 3 or 4 hours ago. So you've seen the little action I was doing again, and I wait a minute. You see this? These things are swabs, right? So you know what I'm talking about, you know, these swabs. While I was leaking like crazy, you know, blood coming down, and then eventually my hair was full of this kind of liquid. I was using those swabs for the blood, for this and that, and packed up, got beautiful samples. If you've seen them, they were fantastic. And went to number 9 dermatologist, which is embarrassing, I know. But at this time, I didn't know what to do. That was the closest one which there is. The other hospital where this number 8 dermatologist was, that was a witch, you know. And I've also made an appointment to that north of Nuremberg, that city. And eventually, well, first of all, there is an appointment able in 2 months. I have allegedly these micro eggs because I thought still that these are micro. I still think that these are micro eggs. But then I saw a video on YouTube. You know what these things are or supposed to be? These things are fibrosis, you know. So they explain it on YouTube documentaries here and there that what do you say, Morgelian? What? Yeah, exactly. I was just about to tell him that, you know, so don't be so anxious, you know. So, telling my dermatologist, like, I'm back to her again, everything is okay, seems to be. Although, you know, the diagnosis wasn't very nice, you know, I've got this dermadelusional thing, dermatosenvan, and I'm afraid from bugs. But the professor gave me up. Yes, she put the what's it called, the report already into the mail today, this morning, and sent it off to me. So the rest she's not gonna finish about whether I have it or not. This borealis, this Lyme disease. You know what? I really don't give a shit about it. You know. So what? If I have it, fine. If I don't. So far I've survived, you know, so why should I care for it, you know? It's a nice thing to have, maybe not, you know, taking so many antibiotics. What? Yes, I'm talking about it. What is the matter with you, man? Relax. We're now at a cabin, so, you know. And that is the thing, you know, so, what else is new? My secret ingredients. Chocolate. Anybody who has borreliosis or whatever Lyme disease should ever eat chocolate, right? So I was thinking about that back then. I was getting upset of these things like in the past about this when she did this biopsy, and eventually when it came to biopsy, allegedly, well, there was this super bug, right? But this super bug was actually on the skin. I didn't get that. I didn't check that, you know. I went to my home physician, family physician. He told me the same stuff. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. I don't know. This at the city hospital, this other hospital there north of Nuremberg, where I have this appointment. It's supposed to be in 2 months. So I said, first of all, when I called her, I didn't get through. Before that, I sent them a very long email with my links to my YouTube, so they know what they're talking. So they know what I'm talking about. So they see, hey, this looks like an emergency. You know, what is an emergency? If I got cancer, is that an emergency? I don't know. If I got Lyme disease, is that an emergency? I don't know. I'm dying already, so is that an emergency? I don't know. Well, how do you explain this? You know. So eventually, these links sent in to them about these things there. Eventually, I got through. That was shortly before 11 o'clock in the morning. This person I talked to, she was very nicht sympathisch. That means so she wasn't friendly. So she was friendly, but she was the kind of like it was like I was talking to an alcoholic, like, so like, no buggy, don't want to talk to me, and in April she will be able to get or has I may make an appointment there. I'm supposed to wait 2 months. If I had scabies, back then, a couple of years back, I went to the dermatologist or skin doctor, wherever I went to, because I presumed to have scabies, because that was what was happening here was unlogical, spraying this with peroxide and suddenly these things disappearing. That couldn't be bacteria, right? So something intelligent must be disappearing there, and then appeared on my feet, on my legs, and destroying them, So I presumed to have scabies because those dermatologists, they didn't have the time to take a biopsy. And when they use their handy with that, because you can use a handy as a like enlargement scope, I was wondering, like, what are they doing using a handy? Aren't you supposed to use some professional instruments? Like eventually enlargement scope, magnifying glass. So I just lost my thread. Anyways, I went there. Yes, what was I talking about? About these scabies. I forgot. I don't know. This is too much information. I'm gonna tell you the basics again. After I did this, I showed this my mother, like running down. She was upset. I showed her those eggs that I presume that is still eggs, and the slimy stuff that in the beginning, the first clip I showed you on YouTube, I don't know which it was, playlist 8 or 9, where there's beautiful pictures, and I was holding it with one tweezer, and with the other tweezer I was pulling them apart. You can see that slime, this kind of green slime, like an alien, with the pyramid and so on, And for me, these looked like eggs, really. Some were Zelden round. Then there were those ones that were kind of oval, and then eventually I was finding some longer ones, but those were singular longer ones. Then there were some longer ones, and I tore them slowly apart. Inside were more of them, I showed her these crusts that you saw today on my fingers, those bloody fingers, With this enlargement scope that I have here, I self-made, magnifying glass. With this camera here, it's perfect. You saw them, right? You can see so many things. It's incredible, the size. Like when I showed you the Morgellon, that was behaving so erratically, like going crazy. This little one with this beak, like going like this and then straightening out. Would be great to have a magnifying glass to magnify that. Even more detailed, like the one on Twitter. That has Gondalian, something like that. I don't know. And very beautiful pictures, and I'm drifting away. I'm not concentrated. I'm not concentrated. Here, man. Okay, back here. These magnifying glasses that they have, those dermatologists, same thing at the clinic, the hospital that I went to, and that was in dermatology number 8, and all the other ones, they have all the same magnifying glasses. And today I had the opportunity to take a look at it. So before then, you guys saw it. Those crusts, they're so small, and then enlarging it, you saw those eggs on your screen. You're like really by gigantic eggs. You can see detail. Incredible stuff. And I've seen them here because I was filming them. I was here. I was filming it. I took them with me. I even took those ones with me. Wait a minute. I've put them in here. They've settled a little bit. Yeah. I told her I've been collecting for 4 days and so on, and she said, no, I was showing her the documents, that the information that the professor, she was sending me, about the diagnosis, that it is Streptococcus aureus, something like that, and some other ones. So she has some new information there, and eventually when the report comes in, I will bring it to her. She can copy it, so she has something again. as information, and I'm not more delusional, hopefully. But maybe I am now even more delusional because I thought these were micro eggs. And she's gonna say he's totally nuts. Yeah, well, you know what, woman? I am not a dermatologist, so you should help me. And she did. She repeated all the time that these are fibroses. Fibrosis, fibrosis. I said, what the are fibrosis? Well, these are a protein. The body makes it, you know. Same thing, Morgellon strings, those threads. Also, that has something, it's correlating with fibrosis. Yeah? Those strings are also made by the body. That's strange because you've seen them. Some of the strings I pulled out and these things are alive. Why are these alive? Well, the others say these can't be alive. You must have found a new species. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am Columbus. Columbus Burgolian. I've just landed with my Burgolian ship. It is a cube. I love cube, don't you? You know, it's ridiculous. So, fibrosis, there. I wrote it down just in case. I looked it up on YouTube. And indeed, there's an animation. I've made a playlist about this fibrosis stuff and some people suffering under fibrosis, you know, like some children that they have to go through, you know, like some kind of thing, put a jacket around it and this thing vibrates and they have to have a mask. They look like, I don't know, like a pilot of an F-16, you know, and strange things. And